that. Yep. So, welcome everybody. Nope, not yet. Oh, yep. Now, welcome everybody to JKeSport round 24 here in Russia, the season finale. Oh, Majako, there you see. Oh, he's still just now coming out of the pit lane. Clinched the title last week. He will be your season 3 and 4 champion of JKeSport. Tier 1, here we are, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, this is Tier 1. We have 2 tiers. Tier 2 runs at 6 p.m. Tier 1 at 7:30 p.m. Get my track stuff all up and ready. Hide that. Wait. Here's Exotic. Looks like T-Widow first out on the track. On a flyer. Here you see through the first bend, first turn. Into the right hand, back left, around the left hand loop. You got some slow cars on outlaps trying to find their place. Get a little room, get a little run. T-Widow coming through the end of Sector 1 now at 33.3. He is on the softs. You see there on the left, a few cars going to try it on mediums here this first run out. If I can get a weather report from somebody on the stream, give me a shout, say hey. T-Widow now down the long back straight, second DRS, 104.9 through Sector 2. I believe that's Exotic behind him on an outlap. So there's a few drivers in between. So now he's coming around the final couple corners. Tight right-handers. Seems to be a whole bunch of those here in Russia. Across the line, 131.3. Will be the first lap set. That was correct. That's Exotic coming around on some mediums. And then looks like Captain Schmeg will be next across the line. Here he is coming around the final couple corners as well. Tight right. Goes 131.4. Exactly 1/10 behind T-Widow. As then comes Lanzi, I believe. On mediums, going to be well slower. Here comes Scuba on some mediums. Final corner, going to cross the line, 131.4, good for P3, close to the pole, just missing it. Looks like Ben, nope, that's going to be Hayden, who jumps. Nope, must have just started his lap. So then we got Shelly coming around, 132.2, also on mediums at the moment. Looks like Bacon coming around, that's a Williams, King David. Nope, that's the Alpine of Jacko that just crossed the line. And then I believe Scabney and the Aston Martin just starting a lap. Here comes VTEC around on mediums. See what he can do. There's a little yellow flag, looks like. Captain Schmeg loops it in Sector 2. VTEC goes to 133.7 on mediums. Let's see, is that the Williams? That might be Lancy going back in. Exotic well off track. Gonna let the Williams go by. Believe Lancy's on an in lap as well. He is, so a couple cars duck into the pit road. We got Hayden, formerly Hotaru, coming through sector 3 now. Also on medium tires, so a lot of guys going to try to get that first run on the mediums to get the alternate strategy down. There goes P6 for Hayden. And now coming, looks like Bacon in the final sector, hit a little traffic, but he will cross the line. Good for P7 as well, with a little bit of grass. King David now crosses the line to start a flyer. There's the Mercedes, Jacko, everyone else ducking behind. Mark coming around to start a flyer as well. Scuba ducks into the pit lane. Satisfied with P3 on mediums for lap 1. We are watching King David here. Couple time race winner here in Tier 1. Out on the softs. Holmesy predicting the Mark of Kenya win. Be good to see. He's only won once or twice, I believe. Try and get some standings and stuff up here to tell you guys about while I'm watching. King David now into sector 2. Hard brake, right hand kink for the back straight. DRS open. Should get up to maybe over 200 miles an hour by the end of the straight. Looks like he's flirting, just touches 200. Hard brake again down to 3rd gear for the chicane-ish. Comes around the final left hand, left, right, right, right. For sector 3. Looks like good control through there. 2 more turns to go. See if he can snatch pole position away from T-Widow. 31.4, just shy. A lot of 31.4s up there. That's good for P4, King David's first run. We'll see who else. Mark of Kenya is invalidated. So he's going to try again. Starts another flyer. Will also invalid, so we'll ride with Mark for a second here. See some new messages here. Who's the, oh, that's the stream getting posted. Okie dokie. Other guys talking in there, talking and talking and talking. Try race for comms. Thanks, B-Tech. Gotcha in Discord. Mark coming around, Will coming around, still invalid. Looks like a couple guys going quick, trying to get back around. T-Widow and the Williams. Lancy and the other Williams. Here's T-Widow. Tentative pole sitter still with 131.3 on the softs. We'll go back. Mark was on a flying lap. He's coming up on some traffic through the back straight. Hopefully they'll all get out of his way here, close to or through sector 3. Looked like he tried to duck over and catch a tiny bit of a, maybe catch a little toe on the straight. Now coming through the sharp right-handers. Nothing but 90s in that 3rd sector there. Coming around, one more turn, keep it valid. Looks like the time's a little off, but it is a banker. As VTech retires, looks like in the pit lane. He's going to take his strategy and go with it. As now Scavney, Exotic, Will in the pits. Scavney and Exotic. Oh no, another yellow flag. Just looked like a little bit of traffic. Ben getting out of the way. Possibly Hayden. It was Hayden. It was not Ben. But we'll hang with Exotic now. Couple corners to go. Finish his first time of 132.5. Good for P8. on medium tires as well, so a lot of medium runners up in the top 10. More mediums than softs at the moment. So Lansing coming across to the line now. He's almost a second up on his time. That would jump him a good few positions up to P6. So he went a full second faster on the soft tire. That's Schmeg on an outlap. Here comes Scavney across the line. First banker, good for P7. We're a little over halfway through now. Shelley coming to the line to start a flyer. Looks like that's T. Widow coming back to the pit lane. He was up on his time, according to my thing. Let's get some action on track here. Looks like Schmeg a little bit over his time. Jacko up on his time. Goes up to P4. It's a good second run. Improves for Jacko. 4 viewers now. Thank you very much. Now we're watching Hayden, former Hotaru, all these medium runners going again on soft tires. School of Steve looks like he's going to be happy up in P3. See if he can hang on to it as Hayden goes well wide in that corner, but not invalid, and does get a purple first sector and then goes super wide and invalidates, so that lap's no good. Just about everybody on track. NRL Ben sets time for P9 on mediums. Now we've got Bacon starting a flyer, nor did he just set that time. Not sure. I guess we should watch more toward the line. There's Scammy in the pit. Looks like Shelley coming around in the pit. King David also on an outlap again, so yeah, King David. Who's that? So that would be Lansing going into the pit. King David getting a lot of airtime here today. I'll go check Hayden into the pit. Nope, so everybody looks like it's King David again, just being in the right spot to get the airtime. So we'll ride with again. He goes a little wide there, keeps it valid. 0.14 up on his time through sector 1. That's pushing pole if he keeps that pace. So right on board for a few turns here through the gears. 5th, 6th, back to 7th. Quick downshift to 4th. Back on the throttle. DRS open. 8th gear. Full bore. See, he'll touch 200 again. Just for the last little split second at the end of sector 2. Missed the time on the board. Looks like he's smooth through here into sector 3 again. See if he can capitalize. Just a couple tenths will put him on pole position. And he bails, so last second King David decides against that lap, gets it down into the pit lane, so now only one car on track. Looks like Will. Couple out on their out lap now. Will was on invalidated. So just under 4 minutes to go. Looks like T. Widow, Scavney, Shelley, Hayden on out laps again. Jacko now out of the pit lane for an out lap. Looks like the Ferrari of Mark of Kenya coming out for another go. Or is that Schmeg? No, that's Mark, I believe. Yes. And the pit lane is way far down. So it switches over to out lap. So we'll see Will. No ERS, no fuel. Looks like he'll probably just put it in the pits. Probably not enough time to get back around. Just misses the cone there. So now Scabney invalidates his outlap. That doesn't matter, as long as you're on it now. Here we go, Scabney. You need a good run, a good 6-7 tenths for pole position. Let's see what you can do. Scuba decides his one lap on the mediums is gonna stand. Not gonna try again. Good for third at best. See what it hangs on to. Scabney now into sector 2. Looks like he is up a little bit on his time through that first sector. Scabney, Shelley, Hayden leading the parade around of these outlappers, or hot lappers I should say, as there you see. I believe that's David getting out of the way on an outlap. As Jacko's already started his next flyer. Final flyer is now about a minute and a half to go. Scabney well up on his time through sector 2. Just got to finish it off here in the tight, twisty sector 3. Looks like he gets good braking there for the left, back to the right as T. Widow improves his time by 2 tenths to press pole even farther. So it's now Scabney coming around. See, looks like a little wide on that final apex. Does improve his time, but not enough. Holds on to P9. Shelley the Turtle gonna jump up to P6. Here comes David starting a lap, so that's Hayden. Looks like he stays P12. Hayden went into the pit. So now Ben gonna start a lap. Captain Schmeg does not improve. He's gonna, nope, he will get going on the flyer again at the last moment. Jacko right behind. Looks like he's gonna have another full run. We've got 30 seconds left. Looks like Bacon and Will coming around, both AlphaTauris. Will gonna have plenty of time. As Will, maybe not plenty of time. Now he gets going. They're all going now. Will, Bacon, Mark snuck one in there. 3 seconds to go. King David. Oh, that must have been Lanzy crossing the line. As now we are checkered flag. Everyone's still on track. Every car out on the track right now. So a couple coming into the pit lane. Bacon invalid, just trying to get out of the way. Mark improving just a tiny bit. As Bacon went P2, King David now into the 130s. Crosses the line. For provisional pole, Shelley coming around well off his time. Looks like Exotic right behind is invalidated. Now Ben out. Captain Schmeg coming around well off his time, so Bacon and Will, I think, are about the only ones left trying to set times here. Those Exotics, I believe, invalid. Here comes Will. Mark gets disqualified. Exotic retires into the pit lane. Here comes Will around from P9. Goes to P2, Will does. So heck of a lap there. Bacon gonna go in the pit lane. Looks like Lanzy well off his time, so he's not gonna have a chance. And that's King David coming around, so I believe that is it. When Lancy hits the pit lane and retires, that will be it. King David will be the pole sitter here. So Scuba Steve ends up falling to 6th on the mediums there. Everyone else in the top 10 on softs. King David, Will 2nd, T-Widow 3rd, Bacon 4th. Captain Schmeg, Scuba Steve, Jacko, Shelley, Lansey, and Scavney rounding out the top 10. You've got NRL Ben, Hayden, Exotic, VTech, and Mark of Kenya with the late disqualification. That's your starting grid here. Round 24. Russian Grand Prix coming up. Take 2 minutes. Get your drink, get your smoke. Join us for the race. JKeSport Tier 1 right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, here for the formation lap. You see Scuba Steve, the only everyone with free choice. Took the mediums. See. Quick run through the field. King David on the pole there. Constructors. Lance. Great lap at the end. Get P2. Got the tires. And King David actually. In third. Bacon behind his teammate. Second up qualifying grid. Row threes. Captain Schwag. Scuba Steve in the We go back to front. Too good. Zero lights. Blue flag. Too damn with a good jump. Looks like we'll try to push a little bit. The outside team working well on the outside. Will is going to get the lead. Takes the lead nice and clean there. Bacon also going to get both of them already passed. In between 4 and 5 hours. Bacon takes a peek inside his own team. Just to back off. Bacon out front here. Last time I just like Jack Schmidt sticking nose up in there. T-Will. Back in 5th and fight side by side a little bit. T-Will side by side action. Keep an eye on the front two. And he's got a guy, I believe, Will in the lead there. Yep. Will Bacon. Going a big red, look like T-Widow collected. Big sideways. There's another Williams sideways. That's Ramsey both wins. Unfortunate. Missed that. Big's going to be a safety car. Just a local yellow for T-Widow. Not sure if he got touched. I saw him come through the back of the screen there. William Bacon made the first lap around. Both AlphaTauris. Microphone. Virtual safety car. Looks like everyone's getting bunched back up a little bit. Way too far from the pit lane for it to advantage anyone. NRL Ben now the only one a little bit off pace, wanting a full course safety car. VSC gonna keep Will, Bacon, David, Jacko. Scuba Steve is your top 5. And now you've got Schmeg, Hayden, Mark, Scavney, and Exotic is the top 10. VTech hanging on there, and NRL Ben there at the back. There you go. Back to the front, Will. Waiting on that green flag to come back out. Yeah, Thibodeau says the ghosting doesn't work. I didn't catch. I caught the back end of it. I came into the screen from the side, already off track, as they're now back under green again. DRS has been enabled with only the virtual safety car, so we'll see if Bacon can get a run. I'm not even sure they have DRS on this straight. Yes, they do, since it's past the line. So Bacon passed Will for the lead. David, Jacko, Scuba all hanging. All in that same DRS range. Coming around, looks like King David caught Will. David well off track. Lets Jacko by. Scuba, oh, there you see Hayden off track. A lot of cars running wide here. Maybe a little trouble with the overheating. I had a little trouble with that earlier, as now Jacko runs wide. So Bacon and Will doing their best to just hang on to it and stay out in front. I'm not sure. Like I said, I didn't catch it. That's ghosting for you. Nope. As there's a couple moves being made. Mark of Kenya. Scavney side by side. Scavney gets the move back. Mark now gets the move back, depending who's got the line into the next corner. Looks like Scavney's going to smartly back out of that for now. And then we'll come back to the front, see who can get runs on who with DRS zones. Jacko not able to catch too much, as Will does gain a good 3/10 on his teammate Bacon there. Looks like a few cars pushing the limits of that track limit there. Everyone just hanging on through the left-hand loop. It's good. Good NRL Ben behind the pack says, I'll put a lap up for you. Well played, sir. There again, Alpine running wide. It's a lot of cars. I'm not sure if it's being pressured. Scuba looking for a move now to get up into 4th. Wisely backs out a bit. Let's go back on board there. Looks like he's going to get alongside in the DRS zone. David going to have the better in line. Schmeg goes ahead and sends one. Kind of wish I was on board for that. That looked deep. Good thing to avoid some damage there. As Hayden now on Schmeg, but Scuba Steve well to avoid damage on that. Keep his alternate strategy race in place. That's now lap 6. Still no full safety car, just the virtual. T-Widow out. Like to see that. Once again, well off track there went Hayden. Schmeg must have had a wiggle somewhere else to fall that far behind Scuba Steve after the questionable bomb. Looks like maybe Jacko gonna be within range to make a move on Bacon, but Bacon also gonna get the DRS. So you can get a better drive out of the next right-hander, get the throttle down. And there's second and third and fourth gonna have the advantage of getting the wing open. Bacon gonna have enough, not quite enough to make the move. Looks like Jacko decides to just let King David back by. See if he can press Bacon and will as, oh no, looks like Mark of Kenya around. Gets it back under control and back on track, so just a local yellow. Hopefully he keeps it in the right direction with the hot tires. As now the DRS line opens. Bacon with a great run, gonna make the move, see if King David's gonna try to go along. Does not get close enough, but oh, Bacon ends up having to go around, which puts Will back into the lead. Side by side battle. Bacon, David behind. David gonna go past now for second. Maybe he's gonna take a look. Got two AlphaTauris side by side next to him. Great racing here. Will, David stacks them up behind now. Jacko and Scuba also all right there, side by side by side. Will gonna be the beneficiary of this for the moment. It's lap 7. There is possible 2-stop. Mostly suggested a 1-stop, but it's possible a 2-stop could be in play here. As no one quite gets that close. As Scabney and Schmeg now toward the back, fighting it out still. There's close racing from top to bottom here, first through 9th, all within the DRS range of each other. So it's gonna be who can stay out front. Here's Will with King David all over his tailpipe. I don't know if they have tailpipes. What do you call it? Exhaust box. DRS now open. Going to be looking to make a move. I think Bacon's going to try to cover it off. David gets along to the outside. Ends up a little bit off track maybe there. Will fighting as hard as he can, takes the lead back, forces David to the outside of the track. They're going to drag now to the next turn. It's David and Bacon now side by side. Scuba Steve now looks inside of Jacko. Jacko going to let him go. As Schmeg wide, you saw there, picks up the first penalty. So Bacon now, Scuba Steve alongside Jacko again. I think Jacko lets him go again there finally. As the front three settled down just a tiny bit, but we are back in another DRS zone. Just when you think you get away, there's another DRS zone. Good on board. Bacon seeing the front two fighting there. It's AlphaTauri teammate. And King David and the Alpine, the Constructors champions. Settled down a little bit. A little side by side there into the final couple corners. Hayden gets the move on Exotic. I think those medium tires starting to become the better tire at the moment. Let's go back up front. Try not to miss a pass for the lead. King David. Tough to get alongside there in that looping left. As Will holds there. That was Bacon going by. Sorry. Ooh, maybe a tiny bit of a tap there. Bacon and David. Will gonna keep the lead now. Scuba Steve, Jacko, Schmeg behind still. Great racing up front, all close battles. A little bit spread out now behind, but still all good racing. Schmeg the only penalty so far. And then, oh, it's Bacon and Will side by side again. Looks like the DRS zone. Gonna benefit Bacon this time through. And Will, makes a great turn through those couple corners. Fights right back to the inside. Not sure, looks like that's Scuba Steve going around. Missed that, unfortunate. Looks like David into the pit lane. It may have been a planned stop, lap 9 into the pits. We'll see how well the rest of the field reacts. Scavney Exotic also into the pit lane. Scuba Steve must have took damage, also into the pit lane as well. So Captain Schmeg, even with the penalty time, is going to catch right up to these three, top three. Bacon Will have been great teammate racing for AlphaTauri out front for the first 9 laps. We're on lap 10 of 27. So Scuba was on the alternate strategy but took damage, so that kind of hurts that, throws it out the window. Not sure if they did put hard tires on. Exotic. Oh, Scavney, looked like a little tap there between Hayden and Schmeg. Schmeg saves it from wiggling into the wall. Scavney went mediums. Probably stretch him 17 laps. I bet you can. Get that out of there. It's Hayden's making a push now, as he's one of those that started on the mediums. He's running up through the field now, up to 4th, tracking Jacko for a podium position, as Will drops from 2nd into the pit lane for the AlphaTauri team. So Bacon, they leave Bacon out. Will gonna pit first. It's Schmeg behind also. Ouch. Ow, shit. As Hayden does get around Jacko. Sorry, I'm trying to get a drink here with all this going on. I'm about out of mouth juice. It's called saliva. Oh, looks like Will out of the pit right in front of Ben. Ben maybe gonna have to pit again. He was early consequence. Ended up having to pit on lap 1, I believe. So you'll watch Jacko go around a little bit. Again, your season 4 champion. This is the finale for JKeSport Tier 1. Tier 2 finale next weekend in Austria. A redo from earlier in the season, but this is the final race for Tier 1. Now we'll see Bacon. Yes, the other AlphaTauri will go into the pit lane, leaving Hayden out front on the alternate strategy medium tire, so we'll see how far away he can get. Jackal also into the pit lane, and now VTech going to take over 2nd place. Mark of Kenya from the back of the grid going to be up to 3rd. Again, these all starting on medium tires. Bacon away, down and away, Jacko down and away. King David throws a fastest lap on the mediums. See where they're going to come out. King David comes out ahead of both AlphaTauris, so his undercut works for the 1 lap. And it does by a couple seconds. King David undercuts the AlphaTauris. So a great job by the Alpine crew to get him out front. And he put down a hell of an outlap as well to throw the fastest lap of the race on the board. So net leader, King David now. Good couple seconds clear. We'll see some alternate strategy come into play, I'm sure. As we're closing in on the halfway mark. Say a few cars still needing the mandatory pit service. Only one virtual safety car so far, which could also alter strategies. Might lead to some fuel saving later on. Here's Jacko side by side with Ben. Hard braking zone. Looks like they're both nice and clean through there. Ben gonna let Jacko get on by. No reason to hold him up. Jacko on much fresher tires now than I believe Ben, Scabney, all them. Ben and Scabney, I should say. Will and Bacon. Scabney goes fastest lap now. Says, take that. I want that point. Plenty of time to go, though. Say, just coming to halfway now. Hayden, VTech, Mark of Kenya, your leaders. King David, Impossible Bacon, Will, your net leaders. After they have pitted, the top three have not. I believe Scabney has not pitted. We'll check that real quick. Nope, Scabney has made his pit stop, so I believe he snuck a undercut onto Jacko there. And yes, the top three the only ones that don't need to stop, so at the moment, the closest on track is the two AlphaTauris in 5th and 6th. We have done a master class of team racing this far in this Russian Grand Prix. Both leading stints in the first stint here, pre-pit stops. Looks like Jacko's close to Scabney, not quite close enough. Maybe make a run on the DRS straight. It's now Bacon. Looks like they're trading fastest laps. We'll see if Jacko can. Says he's 4/10 behind. Now the wing opens. 3/10, 2/10 real quick. Oh wow, that was. He got around him real quick with the DRS. It's, oh no, it's Scabney. Scabney spinning. Looks like not even any damage. Has to take out the marker board to get back on track. And a nice polite re-entry with Exotic going by. So just an unfortunate spin there. Scabney might have just been caught off guard, letting Jacko through. Just that split second. And that's all it takes. You're sideways and you're heading into something ugly. It's Hayden now holding the 5-second advantage. I don't know what happened to VTech that lap. Not sure if he lost it, but he's coming into the pit lane now. Lap 15, we are well past halfway. VTech goes in for his pit service. Ben goes in for another pit service. Jacko throws down fastest lap of the race. There's Will in DRS range, not quite close enough to get around his teammate. It's Hayden and Mark yet to pit. King David would be your net leader with an undercut. Although since then, Bacon has taken some time off of the gap. And Will's hanging right with Bacon, so they could be making their way back up. Looks like Scuba Steve has caught VTech. make a move in the next DRS zone. Scuba on hard tires with what I believe was a forced early pit from his medium strategy. See if VTEC can keep away from that. Here's Scabney going around Exotic in the DRS zone. And ooh, there's their second penalty of the race. It's Ben. Oh, and the third penalty is the leader. Hayden goes wide, gets a penalty there. So at the moment it won't cost him, but he still does need to pit. And Bacon has taken another 1/10 of a second out of the gap from King David. So might be Bacon on a mission here. Because now we're in that mid-race lull where everything just kind of flattens out for a while. Oh, now the warnings are stacking up. People getting those third warnings in that 3 seconds. It can cost a lot in these races, especially if there's late safety cars, which this has been a fairly clean race. I say fairly clean, not completely clean. Mark doing well, staying within the 5 to 6 second range behind the leader Hayden. We'll see, and yes, he is coming into the pit lane at the end of lap 16. We'll see if Mark of Kenya decides the same. He does not, so he's going to take the lead for at least one lap. See the McLaren crew going medium to soft. As King David gets by, Bacon gets by, Will gets by, Jacko gets by. Captain Schmeg makes the turn. He will also get by. As now Hayden starts to pick up the speed. Should get out ahead of Scabney. As Jacko takes penalty time. That's rare. And oh no, Scuba Steve out. Just going into the pit lane apparently. So Scuba Steve out. No, just another local caution. Which leaves Mark of Kenya, he said, out in the lead. King David catching a little bit. Bacon taking little chunks, 1/10 at a time. We've got 10 to go next time by. Fifth, sixth, and seventh all holding 3 seconds of penalty time. There's Scuba Steve's car coming back out of the pit lane, and it will retire itself. Just be local yellows there till it disappears. As Mark of Kenya, your leader, now into the pit lane. We'll see where he comes out. He goes in first. See if he comes out right around Hayden. He was 5 seconds behind Hayden, which would right now put him behind Exotic all the way into 9th. Good stop, Ferrari. I mean, they're all the same. It's automated in and out. Scabney gets by. Looks like Exotic also going to get by. Looks like VTEC may get by as well. So an extra lap. Put 2 extra positions between Hayden and Mark of Kenya in that 1 extra lap. And now, sorry about missing this, now Bacon and the AlphaTauris have caught back up to King David. With 10 to go, let's see if they can pass and distance themselves. If King David can hold them up a little bit, maybe let Jacko get back in play, but he unfortunately picked up penalty time, so we'll see who can get close enough, who can keep it contained here. Good as Looks like Will gonna go around Bacon after Bacon looked like maybe made a touch of contact with the leader. Looked like all fair play, looking for a move. King David with good defense. We'll see how well he can defend with the wings open here as he gets a better run. Gains a little bit of time before the DRS zone. Lets the wing open. You see the wing open in the mirror there. No ERS left. Will gonna get a huge run, but David takes the inside line and gets a good launch. Little wiggle there, out of ERS though. So let's see if Bacon can take advantage of both of this. Looks like he's got most of his battery. No, he's got low battery life as well. All the front runners do. So it's going to be DRS and just merit here. As almost no ERS for the top three. And yes, this battle is indeed bringing Jacko very much back into the battle at least. He's gained over a second in the last lap. So these three fighting it out. That's some great racing going on. It's going to let all of them catch up. It's now Will again. Looks like a little bit of a touch, but gets well ahead before the braking zone with the switchback. The left-right switchback, I should say, not really a switchback move. So we were up to 7 viewers. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Coming around the final couple corners. Start lap 20, 8 laps to go now. Wings open now. That's going to give David and Bacon the boost on Will here. Will with a little bit of swerve. As they gained a little bit more time back there from Jacko that lap as David stuck that move right into turn 1. 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. There's Bacon. Side by side for the lead again. Bacon and David. Will look right behind, hoping to capitalize. And these top 3 putting on a show between the AlphaTauri teammates and King David fighting it out. That's gotten Jacko now almost within the DRS range as King David goes back into the lead now. I think that's 2 lead changes just on this lap, and we're not even through Sector 2 yet. Is now Bacon going to get the run with the DRS again. As you see, Will behind also has his wing open. Going to make a move inside. King David a little late, but then Will with the better line. Side by side. Will again. Better traction out of the corner. Holds David to third. Jacko right there with him now, though. Whew, I'll take a breath here before this next DRS straight. Go on board with Will again, see how much he gains. Teammate behind, I think he's going to let him stay up there for, see what he can do into the first sector. Seems like he gets pretty good runs. Maybe everyone just settling down, take a breath. We've got 7 to go. And as well wide goes Will there. I think that might be a thing, you just keep it out there to avoid the warnings. It's Bacon now holding the lead for a little while. But again, here's another DRS straight. Looks like King David gonna try to make a move on Will. He does. It will be the inside for the corner, but has to back out. Oh no, and looks like Exotic brings out the VSC, so we'll have a little pause. These guys can get some ERS back. With just 6 to go coming to the line here shortly. It's going to let the front four. Looks like they're front four with a little breakaway. Not sure what even happened here toward the back. Looks like Exotic was in the area. Exotic and Ben. Possibly VTech. VTech putting up a solid run in 9th place. Everyone trying to keep their deltas. Don't mess it up. This close to the end. Bacon, Will, King David, Jacko. Your top 4. AlphaTauri Alpine battle's been wonderful this whole Grand Prix. It's Exotic into the pit. Everyone trying to keep that delta. King David trying to stay as close as he can. Might be. Not sure when it's ending. It doesn't give me that information anymore. There it is. There's a green flag. Captain Schmeg, 3 seconds. I don't think any drive-throughs. No drive-throughs. Good news. Lap 22. Coming into the 3rd sector now. Ooh, hard brake, hard brake. King David almost. Probably true, that had to be close. Looks inside. He has to back off though. Wow, that was good driving there by the Alpine driver to avoid any contact with Will. So now they come across. Start lap 23, 5 to go. Top 4 within 2-3 seconds of each other. There you see Will. Wings open with the DRS. See how much ERS these guys all gained. Look like they all gained about half their bar back. See if they can hang on to that and use it strategically at the end of the race. Gain a few spots or the right moment for an overtake. I said 5 to go. Bacon, Will, David, Jacko, top 4. Hayden on the alternate strategy. Looks like he's catching Schmeg. Could get back up to 5th. Actually probably is net 5th. I believe Schmeg has 2 penalties. You see Will and David. Maybe they're just waiting, biding their time for the last couple laps. Try and get a late push. Save all the juice you can for the final couple laps, couple DRS zones. Ooh, excuse me. There again. Now the wings open. Bacon doing well out there to keep that distance. Just enough to where they can't really get a move on them in the DRS zones. Which makes King David now gonna push inside of Will. Which turns to the outside. But he does have a run and has to back off, so all these tight turns, tight 90-degree turns. As Exotic comes in, some soft tires to steal the fastest lap point. David, ooh, with a good run there, but also has to back out, just not enough room. But he's close now, coming to the DRS zone. I believe he'll have a run here inside. Just got to go to the inside and make it stick. He does. Will fights it back hardcore though, so these two fighting it. It's gonna let Bacon get away. Ooh, that little wiggle. Will gonna push. That lets Jacko get to the inside. So now there's gonna let Bacon get away a little bit. Will trying to do everything he can to keep up now and fight back with David, as they are out of Bacon's DRS range. So will have DRS and David will not, as that, I believe, benefits Bacon out front. Will, with some ERS left and the DRS boost, gets back inside. That was a bad camera angle. Come on. David and Jacko side by side behind. See if Will can keep them behind. Doing a great job for the teammate Bacon out front, though. As they continue to run wide on that corner and getting away with it. It looks like Hayden has caught the DRS of Schmeg. See if he's going to try to make a move here in these last few laps. We got 3 to go. 2 to go when they get to the line. We're now back in Sector 3. Bacon. Looks like Will has caught up. Back into the DRS zone. David's all over the back end of Will. See what we can do here again into the final couple corners. 2 laps to go now. Wing's gonna open for Will. David and Jacko behind get the DRS boost. It's like Will got good drive out of that final corner to keep David behind here. Not sure how it'll play out for the final lap. Anything goes for the win. These AlphaTauri teammates been magnificent today, as well as the Alpine teammates behind. Jacko, I think, just giving it up for David with no penalty time to fight him out. He doesn't need to get his nose in there. And he's already clinched the title, so just smart, smooth driving for Jacko. 2-time defending champion. Bacon and Will. King David now with DRS again. See if he gets enough of a push into the hard braking zone. He does not. So now we're pretty much down to the final lap, the final 2 DRS zones. See if anybody's got any juice left in their batteries. It doesn't really look like it. If anyone, Will's got the advantage with ERS. And he is within DRS range as we are now. Final lap. Bacon crosses the line to start the final lap. Now the wings open. Hayden did get past Schmeg there. On lap 26, it looks like. So now maybe the final lap. A little bit hot on the tires, a little bit worn out on the tires. Bacon leading Will, leading David. Continue to run wide there. Probably should have been a whole bunch of penalties if they were counting that. Looks like Bacon going to have the advantage of his teammate, not necessarily blocking, but a teammate defending as well as trying to pass. Doesn't get anything in the final DRS zone. Not really room to go anywhere else now as Bacon. Will King David gonna stick a nose in. Try for that last corner lunge here. Looks like he's looking not gonna have enough. Bacon around the corner. One more time. For the win. Will second. David third. Jacko Hayden. Schmeg comes across the line 6th. Here's where some penalty time may play. Mark gets 6th. Scavney gets 7th. Schmeg 8th. VTech 9th. NRL Ben gonna come around for 10th place for the McLaren reserve driver. Here comes Exotic. Gonna come around for 11th. And that does it. Tier 1. Great race for Bacon. Will, David, Jacko put on a show the whole time. Great teammating, great racing all around for those 4 at the front. And the entire field. JKeSport always puts on a show. Stay tuned, there is a league rebranding coming up. We will be back racing in a few short weeks with the entire field. We're going to do a couple 5-lapper weekends in the off season while we get everything changed over. But stay tuned. Always stay tuned. A little champagne shower there for the AlphaTauri boys as a Great Britain sweep of the podium. 1, 2, 3. Bacon, Will, David. All penaltyless on the podium. Jacko with 4th place. Hayden 5th. Mark of Kenya 6th from the back of the grid. Scavney 7th. Schmeg 8th. VTech 9th. Ben 10th. Will get a point. Exotic takes fastest lap in 11th. Scuba Steve 12th. Shelley 13th. Landsey 14th. T-Widow 15th. There you have it. 4 DNFs. Top 3 within 1 second of each other for the podium. Great run for Bacon, Will, King David. JKeSport, Tier 1. Thanks everyone for watching. Good night.